2 Kings chapter 25. The revolt dates from the 9th year and 10th month of Zedekiah's reign. Nebuchadnezzar set out for Jerusalem immediately with a full army. He set up camp and sealed off the city by building siege mounds around it. The city was under siege for 19 months until the 11th year of Zedekiah. By the 4th month of Zedekiah's 11th year, on the 9th day of the month, the famine was so bad that there wasn't so much as a crumb of bread for anyone. Then there was a breakthrough. At night, under cover of darkness, the entire army escaped through an opening in the wall. It was the gate between two walls above the king's garden. They slipped through the lines of the Babylonians who surrounded the city and headed for the Jordan on the Arabah Valley road. But the Babylonians were in pursuit of the king, and they caught up with him in the Plains of Jericho. But then Zedekiah's army had deserted and was scattered. The Babylonians took Zedekiah prisoner and marched him off to the king of Babylon in Riblah, then tried and sentenced him on the spot. Zedekiah's sons were executed right before his eyes. The summary murder of his sons was the last thing he saw, for they then blinded him. Securely handcuffed, he was hauled off to Babylon. In the 19th year of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, on the 7th day of the 5th month, Nebuzaradan, the king of Babylon's chief deputy, arrived in Jerusalem. He burned the temple of God to the ground, went on to the royal palace, and then finished off the city, burned the whole place down. He put the Babylonian troops he had with him to work knocking down the city walls. Finally, he rounded up everyone left in the city, including those who had earlier deserted the king of Babylon, and took them off into exile. He left a few poor, dirty farmers behind to tend the vineyards and what was left of the fields. The Babylonians broke up the bronze pillars, the bronze washstands, and the huge bronze basins, the sea, that were in the temple of God, and hauled the brass off to Babylon. They also took the various bronze crafted liturgical accessories used in the services of temple worship, as well as the gold and silver censers and sprinkling bowls. The king's deputy didn't miss a thing. He took every scrap of precious metal he could find. The amount of bronze they got from the two pillars, the sea, and the washstands that Solomon had made for the temple of God was enormous. They couldn't weigh it all. Each pillar stood 27 feet high, plus another 4.5 feet for an ornate capital of bronze filigree and decorative fruit. The king's deputy took a number of special prisoners, Seraiah, and the chief priest, Zephaniah, the associate priest, 3 wardens, the chief remaining army officer, 5 of the king's councillors, the attendants, the chief recruiting officer for the army, the 60 men of standing from among the people. Nebuzaradan, the king's deputy, marched them all off to the king of Babylon in Riblah. And there at Riblah, in the land of Hamath, the king of Babylon killed the lot of them in cold blood. Judah went into exile, orphaned from her land. Regarding the common people who were left behind in Judah, this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, appointed Gedaliah, son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, as their governor. When veteran army officers among the people heard that the king of Babylon had appointed Gedaliah, they came to Gedaliah at Mizpah. Among them were Ishmael, son of Nethaniah, Johanan, son of Seraiah, son of Tanhumeth, the Netophathite, Netophathite, Jaazaniah, the son of Maacathite, and some of their followers. Gedaliah assured the officers of their men, giving them his word. Don't be afraid of the Babylonian officers. Go back to the farms and families and respect the king of Babylon. Trust me, everything is going to be all right. Sometime later, it was in the 7th month, Ishmael, son of Nathaniah, the son of Ishma, he had royal blood in him, came back with 10 men and killed Gedaliah, the traitor Jews, and the Babylonian officials who were stationed at Mizpah, a bloody massacre. But then, afraid of what Babylonians would do, they all took off for Egypt, leaders and people, small and great. When Jehoiakim, king of Judah, had been in exile for 37 years, Evil-Merodach became king in Babylon and let Jehoiakim out of prison. This release took place on the 27th day of the 12th month. The king treated him most courteously and gave him preferential treatment beyond anything experienced by the other political prisoners held in Babylon. Jehoiakim took off his prison garb and for the rest of his life ate his meals in the company with the king. The king provided everything he needed to live comfortably.